Texas system QB complained about flags in a game. Tom Brady. You know what should have been, where the flag should have been thrown? The flag should have been thrown on that Tom versus Time BS. We had to sit up there and watch you run around your house and the Patriots facilities, getting these bareback, raw, butt naked massages. That's where the flag should have been thrown. Anyway, what's cracking with you, YouTube? It's your man King Howie. What is packing? Welcome back to Cage TV. Week 3 matchup. The Broncos versus the Titletown Green Bay Packers. Shout out to all of the Packer fans nationwide, around the globe, and in the universe. We owe this team an ass whooping. We really, really owe this team an ass whooping. I remember we was on our hot streak, and then bam! We ran right into a brick wall against the Denver Broncos, where Aaron Rodgers had 77 passing yards. I mean, that game was just god-awful, and it was the breaking point to our season that year. But we lived to fight another week. We are 2-0. The Broncos are 0-2. But there is a familiar face on the opposing team, Vic Fangio, who is very, very familiar with Aaron Rodgers and his tendencies at the quarterback position. Now, past 2 weeks, Joe Flacco has thrown 81 passing attempts, 1 touchdown a pick. And in the past 2 weeks, Aaron Rodgers has thrown a total of 64 pass attempts. I think 3 touchdowns, no picks. The only difference that Vic Fangio is going to face is this new offense that's out there on the field. And just by watching the last 2 games and trying to figure out the direction that Matt LaFleur is going into, I think he's trying to make Aaron Rodgers trust his supporting cast that's around him. Now, just think about it. Aaron Rodgers has been saying, we need to get Davante Adams the ball. We need to get the more touches for Davante. No. Matt LaFleur is trying to change that. He's trying to get the running backs more involved in the passing game, the tight end, the other receivers, just not really depending on Davante Adams all the time. But I think that's the difference that Vic Fangio is going to see, is Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball to different guys. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's how Matt LaFleur sees this offense. Now, we got some injuries on the offensive line. The Denver Broncos, I think they, in the last 2 weeks, they don't have no sacks. They just got 2 quarterback hits or something like that. Von Miller and Chubb, Von Miller was screaming at the top of his lungs when Chubb got drafted, and he was excited about it, but it really hasn't shown up yet. And, it's week 3. It's still early in the season. These teams, we won't really start seeing these teams really get it together until after the first month of the football season. But back to this. We have some injury concerns. Lane Taylor on the offensive line. So I think that the Broncos will probably get to Aaron Rodgers once, but our offensive line should be good enough to win this ball game. Jimmy Graham, he is a major concern on this offensive line. I mean, this dude just don't want to block. I'm looking at film where he just not even trying to attempt a block. Like, dude, block that guy. He don't want to do it. He want to be a receiver. He want to just go out there and catch and drop passes. So that's one of the major concerns to me right there. I think we need to put somebody else out there that's going to... I know the Packers picked up another tight end in a waiver wire. So hopefully he can get out there and block better than Jimmy Graham, because I'm about done with this Jimmy Graham experiment. Get him out of here. Now, the Broncos do have a formidable, decent running back tandem with Lindsey and I forget the other dudes' names, man. I forget their names. I know they got some pretty good, decent running backs. I don't know if wide receiver Sutton is going to play. I heard he was pretty banged up, but they do have Emmanuel Sanders out there. My only main concern is that we stop the run. If we can, if the Smiths can get to Joe Flacco. I mean, we own Joe Flacco. The Packers have. I think the Packers are 4-2 all time against the Ravens. Yeah. And I think those two I forget how we got those two losses. I think Aaron Rodgers didn't play in one of them games that we lost against the Ravens. But I know we are 4-2 against the Ravens. But we're familiar. Well, new defensive coordinator. I mean, when we had Don Capers, we was real familiar with how to stop Joe Flacco and how he operates in the pocket. But forgive me, y'all. It was a long week. I was stuck in Denver for like 4 days, and yeah, the altitude is something else. But yeah, I think we could get to Joe Flacco. I'm expecting the secondary to dominate their receivers. I'm expecting the defensive line, especially Kenny Clark. This should be a big game for Kenny Clark. Their interior offensive line is just terrible. So I'm expecting Kenny Clark to have a big game. I'm hearing I forget his name, man. I'm like all over the place right now. I'm hearing that Montravius Adams is going to be out. I would love to see him in a game like this. I'm hearing that the Packers are going to unleash Rashawn Gary. He should have a lot more snaps this game. A little bit of concern. It's always going to be a concern at the middle linebacker position with this team. I'm hearing Oren Burks should be back in a little bit. Should be back in about maybe a week or two. But yeah, I think we win this game. I would like to see the offense kind of click more this game. You know what I'm saying? I think this week's preparation is looking good. I think this week's preparation is looking real good, especially with the interviews coming out of the locker room from all of the guys, Jair Alexander and Darnell Savage and Zadarius Smith and Aaron Rodgers. They all, David Bakhtiari, they all feel like they ready to go. You could just see a new energy in this team, and I'm liking it. But as far as the offensive side of the ball, hopefully things could look a little bit more cleaned up than they did look the past 2 previous weeks. I mean, we kind of seen a small glimpse of how deadly this offense can be against the Vikings. You know, putting up 21 points real fast like that, and then the defense still being able to just, hold them off, not give up too much to put the game in put the Packers, especially the offense, in a critical situation where they got to make a play. But all in all, I see the Packers winning this game. I don't have a score. We'll probably put up 24 points. They might put up 10. Yeah, so I'm going to go with that. 24-10. Solid victory. I still want to see more aggressiveness out of the run game. And I think last week gave Jamal and Aaron Jones some more confidence, and I think Matt LaFleur would trust them more with getting the ball. And as you can see, last week, even though it didn't look like we wanted it to look, with, just straight up total domination, but you could see the balance that Matt LaFleur is trying to put in this offense. Aaron Rodgers can have a chance to, if it's 3rd and 2, okay, we're going to run the ball because I trust my running back. You know what I mean? And we'll be able, I trust my running back and the offensive line. So as the weeks come, we'll start to really, really, really see the identity of this offense. Like I said, I think the attempts that Matt LaFleur wants Aaron Rodgers to take, as far as passing, he wants them to be, what's the word? I had it. He wants them to be the kind of plays that are always going to count when we need them. You know what I'm saying? He wants, the passing game to be reliable, as well as the run game, as well as the blocking, as well as the receiving core that we got. Like, we need to show consistency. We can't have these 3rd down burnouts. And as far as the Broncos, last week when they lost they should have beat the Bears. That was a bad call by the refs at the end of the game. The Bears should be 0-2. But the Broncos had 27 first downs last week against the Bears. 27 first downs? That's crazy. Crazy. They shouldn't have lost that game. But anyway, the offensive line is going to have their work cut out with Von Miller. Let's not count him out. I was shocked, that he wasn't able to do what he always do in the fourth quarter, and that's always, get that fourth quarter last second of the game sack to get the win. Von Miller comes up with another sack to end the game. I thought I was going to hear that, but it didn't happen. Bad call by the refs. Trevor Davis, let's just get into it. Let's talk about it. Oh, that's his name, Elton Jenkins. That's who I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see Elton Jenkins get out there. They're going to unleash him. I cannot wait. To see him get down. But yeah, that's what I was thinking about. But I think this is going to be a good. This will be another good game for us. A lot of people. About Trevor Davis. We had to let him go, man. Another Ted Thompson draft pick that just wasn't worthy enough to stay on his team under this new, under the new GM and the new head coach. New direction that we're going with this team. Like, Trevor Davis had plenty of opportunities to show that he was more than capable to be on the field. And then we hearing all camp long, oh, Trevor Davis is having such an amazing camp. oh, he's going to be in the offense more. Oh, they're going to keep him, and then we get rid of him. I mean, why keep a guy that's getting penalties on punts? Like, he's just not effective, man. I mean, more power to him. You over there with the Raiders. That looks like the destination for all of our wide receivers that come and go. We just want to ship them to the Raiders, I guess. But, you know, good luck, Trevor Davis, over there with Oakland. But I'm not mad, not sad about the move. I think this will better the team. So, with that being said, man, let's go out here and defend Lambeau like we're supposed to and come out with a victory. Let's go out here and come out with a victory and go 3-0 on the season, and then get ready for Thursday night football against the Eagles. So let's get this victory and then get prepared for next week, because next week we got a short week. And I don't know if Alshon Jeffrey is going to be playing in that game, or if I think Deshaun Jackson is out for 2 weeks or something like that. But right now, let's just take 1 week at a time and focus on the Denver Broncos. Get this victory. Win this game and prepare for next week without no injury. So with that being said, man, go Pack Go. It's your man King Howie, and I am out.